Okay, Nigeria Express. So apparently, Justice Crack, there's drama happened in court today. Nigeria will never cease to amaze me, you know. Justice Crack was supposed to have his bail hearing today in court, and there was a legal battle between Barrister Marshall and the lawyer for Justice Crack. And I'm really confused because I really don't know how come, if Justice Crack has a lawyer, how come Barrister Marshall was the one who is filing for bail application, and he was vocal about this since when it all started. How come the lawyer was not the one who is writing bail application? But apparently Justice Crack and Justice Crack lawyer and Barrister Marshall were kind of having conflict of who is going to lead for this Justice Crack case in court today. And the lawyer for Justice Crack insisted on being the lead attorney, and as a result of that, Barrister Marshall got upset and said he cannot be under anybody in this case, and then he left and withdrew his bail application. And as a result of that, Justice Crack was sent back to detention today. No bail hearing for him, which a lot of people took offense to. But let's see some of these videos interviews that were done by people who were in court today.
Justice Crack. Yeah, it's so weird. I've never been this speechless. I don't think it's speechless. I think surprise is the word. I've never been this surprised. I actually came late, so I stayed outside. The DSS enforcement here was so strong, they said people could not go in. So I said no problem. In fact, the little altercation we had was when they prevented a blind man that had a case from going in. So I said, we are not interested in going in. If one of us is there, let the blind man just go in. You get. At the end of the day, we're able to resolve all that. Only for us to see our people come outside and say that he wasn't granted bail. And the reason is because the lawyer, Barrister Marshall, who filed for the bail application, withdrew the application. Even the judge, according to what they said, was surprised. He asked the lawyer, you are withdrawing all this, like we should send him back because you won't be the lead counsel. Mind you, the person who is actually Justice Lisa, Justice lawyer, is senior to him in the bar, and he's been, also active in the case. That person was supposed to be the lead counsel from day one, but Marshall first introduced, and because they didn't want altercation in courts, they allowed him.
Wow.
They all jointly applied for the bail. The bail application. In fact, to cut the long story, I'm so shocked, I'm short of words. To cut the long story short, in front of everybody, judge, yes, everybody, he withdrew. Marshall withdrew because he's not lead counsel. I've never seen anything like this. A human rights lawyer, you withdrew the bail. Like, no matter your grievances, you've been lead lawyer in various cases. Marshall acted in his own. Does Marshall not have his own sense? Does he not know the effort we've put in? Yes. So don't tag it. Nobody's influencing anybody to do anything. You did it. It's on record that Marshall Abubakar sent him back to prison today. That's all. Because you would not allow your ego douse. You could even allow it flow for the judge, Abdul Malik, that everybody does not like. That they've tagged an APC judge to ask you again, you are doing this? It's just like the devil being shocked at what you are doing. That's what happened inside the courts. I'm here, I can't even shout, I can't even cry. At this point, I think justice should stay in that detention for the full 26 days. There's no need. We've been coming here every day, we've been putting effort. Even when he traveled, we needed the papers application that he did. We were asking for it. He was tossing us around. We had to go and get CTC from the court. We had to work without him because you fight for it. You should be here. But you traveled. Okay, no problem. We had to find a way around to get this date to date Thursday. And now you come from travel because you will not lead. You drag the rug from our feet. I'm not angry with him.
Okay, thank you very much. My name is Peter Aka, Peter for Nigeria. What happened in court today, as unfortunate as it is, it only goes to show us that we have a lot of work to do. Not every person who criticizes a bad government is interested in a better country. Some people only traffic as long as the system is bad because it puts them in business. Let it be very clear. I have been with Justice throughout this issue. Justice's lawyer, Justice Crack lawyer, is Professor Sam Amadi. When he came to court on Monday, he had another engagement and he was not robed because we got information that he would be arraigned that morning. So he was not robed, but he was in court. So since he was not robed, he had to call another lawyer, Barrister Clement, to stand in for justice with Barrister Femi Balogun. Both of them are also senior to Barrister Marshall. Marshall came into the court and said he will be a part of it. By the time they got into court, Marshall said he wanted to lead. Barrister Clement said, I am the lead counsel. I took instruction from Professor Sam to stand. He said no, that he wanted to lead. And Barrister Clement and Femi said because they didn't want to cause issue, the judge was already asking what is going on. They stood down and said he should lead, but they appeared as co-counsels for justice. When they finished, they said put up a bail application. They came out together. Barrister Femi called the wife. We went to bring her. They did a deposition. They did the bail application together, Marshall and Femi. Marshall put his name on the application and filed and submitted. And nobody thought there was any, mischievous intent because, of course, they were working together. Now, prior to now, the bail application kept stalling throughout last week. Femi had to write a reminder to the judge, pleading that the date should please be given. With all the work we did throughout last week, we kept coming to court. There is a lot that we have not been talking on this case because I don't want to join issues. I know all that is going on social media. Whatever that happens, we got a date and it was fixed for today, Thursday. And then Marshall came to court. And the judge, her Lordship Justice Abdul Malik said, who is the lead counsel so that you can mention and then mention the other people who are appearing. Barrister Femi Balogun stood up and introduced himself. Marshall said no, he must introduce himself as the lead counsel. The judge asked Justice, said, okay, who should lead? He said Femi can lead, that they are working together. Marshall said no. He took exception to it and told the judge that if he's not going to lead the defense of justice, he wants to withdraw the bail application because he took his own name. The judge looked at him and said, you want to withdraw everything you have filed on behalf? The judge was shocked at the action today in court. Marshall said everything should be taken out. And then in fact, the judge wanted to even she said that out of my mercy that I'm going to allow you to come back. She actually cautioned justice on the kind of counsels that represented him. She made certain statements I don't want to say because I don't want to join issues. The judge said that I want to give you a near date. You should be brought back tomorrow, but by tomorrow they can't do service to DSS and all other parties. So she said 48 hours, which will be by Saturday. But by the next sitting day, which is Monday, please, he should be brought back to court so that he can hear his bail and commence trial. And then she said other things, which of course we'll know by next week. So that was what happened, and then we walked out. So Shawari and everybody was trying to talk to Marshall, and his words and statement to everybody. He pushed justice, pushed the wife away, and said that it is his. He said that it is his bail application. It is not our document. Meanwhile, since when he filed that bail last week Monday, everybody has been trying to get a copy of that bail application because we wanted to ensure we fast track it. Barrister Marshall, make it available to us. Please make it available to us. Professor Sam called. He won't take. He refused to release that document to us. We now had to write a second letter. But because there was already a bail application, we had to just file for the CTC. But there is nothing bad in it. Justice Crack is not a criminal. He's with the DSS. He will come out. He will come out stronger and better than he went there. In a country where they are doing repentant terrorist operation, Safe Corridor, my brother did not do anything wrong. Whatever that are the forces that are standing here, it only shows us that when he comes out, we have more work to do to help our country. So we are not discouraged. I'm not fighting with anybody. But on Monday, we will continue to push and ensure that he will not crack justice. He will be released to his family and he will come back to do what he does.
The citizens cannot hold their leaders accountable.
No, it is a complete. It's worse than a zoo. But unfortunately, that is all that played out in court. Justice, as you saw, has been taken back by the DSS to their custody. So hopefully by Monday. So we are filing now. We are filing a fresh application. His lawyer, Barrister Femi, Professor Sam, they are filing an application from themselves for Monday.
Let me add to what he said. Today, that is a surprise to me. There is nothing surprising about what happened in court today. You see, I made this statement prior to this time that this Marshal Abubakar's alliance with Very Dark Man is a disastrous one. And of course, Nigerians have come to see that all the things I said are coming to play. So this guy, the very day we were protesting that Justice Crack be released, Very Dark Man went to the military to receive an award from the military. The same people that
No
abducted
be award, now
Justice
plaque.
Crack, the same people that kidnapped Justice
Wahala.
Crack. When Nigerians were protesting that what the military did was wrong, Very Dakpan went to receive an award from them. While we were processing Justice Crack's bail application, Marshal Abubakar and Very Dakpan traveled to Turkey. The very day we were processing this bail application, we discovered that the bail application was removed from the file that was pushed to the judge. Who removed it? Your guess is as good as mine. Now, we also tried to make everything, we did everything, and the judge slated today for the bail hearing. Now, in the court today, Marshal Abubakar appeared and withdrew his bail application. He withdrew the bail application, asking the DSS to keep holding Justice Crack. So, Nigerians, have you now confirmed the things that I've been telling you, that Very Dakpan is a tool to this, our oppressors, that Very Dakpan is a tool of our collective oppressors in this country? They have truly proven it today. Marshal Abubakar has proven today that what Nigerians have been suspecting is the truth. So Nigerians, you people have seen what Marshal Abubakar and Very Dakpan did to Justice Crack. They are the ones holding Justice Crack today. It is no longer the SS that is holding Justice Crack as long as I am concerned today. It is Very Dakpan and his lawyer, Marshal Abubakar, who appeared in court and withdrew his bail application.
Wow,
so
Very
thank you,
Dakpan
Nigerians.
take enter this case now.
Can you please brief us on what happened in court today and how what has happened after 3 months?
Okay, so today was for the hearing of Justice Max Chidibere's bail application, and
Justice Mark, Justice Crack.
when the case was called up, 2 lawyers stood up to try to announce appearance, and the first person who attempted to do that was the person who led as a last date, and the court asked the defendant in open court that who do you want to lead? He said, you have 2 lawyers, right? He said, yes, you have 2 lawyers. He said, who do you want to lead? So he now called the second person who was led as at the last adjourned date by the first. And it was on this basis that the person who led as at the last adjourned date, his application, and subsequently all processes filed by him were struck out. So on that basis, it means that in the file, there's nothing in the file as at today anymore for the court to act upon. And it was on that basis that my Lord graciously granted a short adjournment for another bail application to be filed by the and it's a sad incident anyway, very, very sad incident. Yeah, but that's it. So we're coming back here on Monday, hopefully, to move the bail application, or like my Lord rightly said, that if the prosecution is not ready on Monday, it means that the matter shouldn't have been filed in the first place, so it will be consequentially struck out.
Wow. And so we also have an interview with Barrister Marshall himself. Before I start to say one or two things, make we hear Barrister Marshall on.
On the last adjourned date, I was the lead counsel to Justice Crack. And we know the effort we've made so far to see that we get justice for Justice Crack. I remember I was the one that wrote to the Minister of Justice to discontinue this matter. I, alongside Mr. Mole Showere and some comrades, met with the Minister of Justice, the DPPF, and the PAMSEC of the Ministry of Justice to see that we get justice for Justice Crack. We followed up on this matter for quite a while. But unfortunately in court today, another lawyer, who obviously was my far junior, appeared in court and said he has instructions of some persons to lead or to represent Justice Crack. And I said, well, that's okay. He has a right to representation. I said, that's okay. He has a right to representation. But I've been hearing, some rumors. Although he never approached me before the court proceedings commenced. He waited till the moment of appearance to say that if another lawyer is in a matter and I intend to proceed to take over such a matter, the duty of me is to approach that other lawyer and say, I have instructions of so and so to proceed with this matter. I didn't just come into this matter on my own sole motive. It was the wife of Justice Crack that reached out to me to represent her husband when the husband was seized in Abuja here. It was on that basis that I took up this matter pro bono. I have never taken a kobo from anybody in respect of this matter. I have defended Justice Crack from day one at the risk and expense of my life and liberty, free of charge. I have filed matters in this case free of charge. For most of the high-profile cases you see that I do in Abuja today, I do them pro bono. They don't pay me. So I had a vacation till the end of this month, but I cut the vacation short on account of this case. I came back to Nigeria for this matter. But when he did not approach me. He just stood up in court and appeared and announced his appearance. And he just said, this is not the procedure. The last time Marshall led this proceedings, according to legal standard, this is not the procedure. The last time it was Marshall that led in these proceedings. Why are we having it here today? He said he has instruction of some persons to appear for the defendant. And I told the judge, he just said, well, Marshall, now you have a choice. Are you going to withdraw your appearance, which is the normal thing to do in such a matter? And I said, well, my lord, in view of what has transpired, I respectfully withdraw my appearance with my colleague who appeared with me. And once you withdraw an appearance in a matter, the consequential orders must be made, which includes every process you file that goes with it.
Can I ask you one question?
Yes.
According to what you have said now, you've told us that most of the cases that you've been following is based on humanitarian services.
Purely humanitarian.
Okay. Now, if actually we're doing humanitarian service to Justice Crack, understand the circumstances and allow the case to continue based on humanitarian.
The case continued. The judge.
No, I mean the bail argument today.
The bail argument wouldn't have proceeded the procedure is this. Once a judge withdraws his appearance in a matter, the applications filed thereto, they go with it. So the court simply said, having withdrawn your appearance, your applications goes.
Okay, sorry, sir. So now
and that was the right.
All the effort that you've been working for the past weeks has been aborted. So now we are starting afresh.
Nothing has been aborted. The court was gracious enough to hold.
Withdrawn from the case officially?
No, officially I have withdrawn from the court proceedings. It doesn't mean we will not continue agitations for Justice Crack's release.
Sorry, sir. It simply means since you decided to withdraw today, it means we have to start afresh again with the bail condition or the bail agreement. I don't know the legal term that you use.
There is no such thing as start de
Can
novo.
we continue from where you talk?
The matter continues. As a matter of fact, the court clearly stated it in court that upon what happened today in court, that in view of the withdrawal of Marshall, based on the application of the other lawyer, that it simply means they have to file a new fresh bail
I know you will not
application,
tell
which
us.
is the natural thing.
I know you will not tell us, but I think it is humanly right to ask the question. Do you have any tips from anywhere or anybody advise you against the case and all that? So that we should know what. I know you will not tell us.
I was in Europe yesterday.
Okay.
I cut short my stay in Europe yesterday to come back to Nigeria for
Because
this
of this
case.
case.
If I have an interest in this matter, I will not be in Nigeria today. If I have a contrary interest in this matter, I will not stand in court to move the bill application in court today. They never even served the counter on us. They just showed me in court, and I was telling the judge that, Your Lordship, despite the failure to serve the counter, we still intend to proceed because we believe that we can make arguments. Sure. I'm not withdrawing from the. I'm withdrawing from the case as the lead counsel in this matter. But what we're saying is this: I was informed. There are so many behind the scenes. I think principally what necessitated today's dichotomy as far as legal representation is concerned. I think it's just the anger with VDM, and it's quite unfortunate. I often tell people, those of us in the left, we are very few. We are endangered. It does not serve any useful purpose to see that the people who are endangered are fighting amongst themselves. We have a bigger and a major enemy, which is the Nigerian state that has decided to ensure that in this country, democracy does not strive, the freedom and liberty of Nigerians are not respected. This is the bigger, major foe we are confronted with. And as a person, I often insist that
Nigerians are concerned about the fact.
When I'm done, you ask questions. You don't ask questions when I'm talking. That it does not serve any purpose to see that leftists, either mild leftists or hardcore leftists or revolutionary leftists, are fighting needless fight. What is the basis of these altercations and fight? That VDM decided to ventilate a grievance against the person who has offended him. And some persons felt they shouldn't have gone that route. If one of you decided to ventilate his grievances in a particular manner you're not comfortable with, the right thing to do is to reach out to such a person and say, comrade, why not resolve it in this other manner? And I told them clearly that time when this thing transpired that you do not cut off your nose in order to spite. Why do they even make that proverb? But however that proverb is being made, you do not fight your friends in the presence of your enemy and fight him to finish and diminish him or destroy him. So it was on that basis of this conflict of interest, making a mountain out of a molehill that warranted today's episode in court. But on a personal note, I do not hold grudges and I do not have any personal grievances against anybody. I was willing and ready to proceed with the matter today, even despite failure to serve a counter. But upon the decision of some of our comrades to ensure that another lawyer comes to proceed, I willfully withdrew my appearance and the court decided to strike out the bill application that we filed so that a new one can be filed and they can proceed on Monday. As far as this matter is concerned, we still want justice for Justice Crack. We're not relenting on the agitations that Justice Crack must be freed. He's one of us, he's our brother, he's our comrade, and we are concerned about his liberty. And that must be ensured.
At least by now your exposition is very, very clear.
Okay, so I think I'm getting this thing a little bit better now. So I think this thing is happening as a result of VDM. So my own opinion, I think that so because he was representing as lead, and this man, Justice Crack, has had a lawyer since the beginning of this case. So how come this man was acting as a lead representation when this man has official lawyers? They did not have a problem at that time, but now they get problem with him. And I think he's just making a very good point. It's because of this whole very dark man involvement. I think they are like trying to push him out, with sense, to say make another person lead. But I don't know. The thing is, they have a right to fight for themselves whichever way they feel. But I don't think there's any ill intent with this man. A lot of people like making mountains out of nothing. Somebody made mention of a very dark man's visit with the army officials the other time, where they gave him a plaque to say thank you for coming. This army were just trying to save face. Them no say they don't F up for this matter. So they were just trying to save face. That's why they invited VDM to come so that they can, they want to relate to the public more, because they know say for this particular matter like this, them no try. Army no say them no try for this matter. That's why they were, trying to have that. Not that they are trying to connive with VDM to set up anybody. People like to just, these conspiracy theories people like to push out. It's just so crazy. The army did something that them knows they don't. It's normal PR. They don't F up for that matter, and they just invited VDM. Say they wanted to have a better relationship with the community. Blah 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 blah. Which is, in fact, it is a welcome to me. It's a welcome idea, because instead of us fighting each other, we no go win. Nobody go win for this particular issue. Let us try and make peace to an extent. Let's try and make peace. So I saw it as a very good mood on the part of the army to say, okay, let's try and liaise with people more. But because of some people we just get issue with VDM, they turn this thing to another thing. Say VDM is working with the army, blah 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 blah. People should be careful. People like to just people, and now those small voices where they hit on VDM. Now they always push all these kind of funny narratives. And now look at the problem that is going on right now. Okay, let us file for Justice Crack. They've started this issue before. They let him lead. And you have been the lawyer for this man, but you let him take the lead in the first place. And then all of a sudden now, today, you won't come decide saying that you won't take lead. It doesn't work that way now. It doesn't work that way. But I understand the ego and everybody's power. But I think before me, I'd be the verse say by Samacha self, no try. Say, even if these people came in to play funny, he could have just said, you know what, no issue. Let me leave my bail application and all that. But from the way the thing is looking like, these people are using, they won't use style, sideline them because them feel say him no did there for Justice Crack interest because of waiting they see with VDM and the army general. This is just, bro, this is man, it's just unfortunate that this whole thing is happening at the expense of Justice Crack's freedom. But people need to be very careful, because at some point, get this game of politics where they go play, we say divide and conquer. If you want infiltrate the people, and our colonizers did this thing with us, where we say they first separate us make some people dey against them, because if people dey together now, no forget majority would always win. If one person cook for community go finish am, but if community cook for one person, that person no go fit finish am. And so these people always try to divide. So now guys, dey careful. We have a common enemy we are trying to fight. If at the end of the day now we start picking camps at this our own level, we will be saying that we get problem, instead of us to stand in one voice and say, hey, we don't like this, we're trying to stop this, we're trying to stop that. But if we're going to begin to pick fault, say, okay, we did this camp, we know VDM camp, the Ratel camp, the Showore camp, bro, it's just going to create more division. At the end of the day, we will not be able to stand together as one. We'll start fighting ourselves, and these people would win at the end of the day. So this is just quite unfortunate. I can understand Barrister Marshall, because true, you way you dey watch me now. Imagine say you go place where they call you, say make you come help them do one particular service where you they do. I don't know how many of you do skilled work, but let's say you come do one service when I used to do. You did there, you don't already take charge. They do them. After some days, another person come say, na him go come take charge. Make you day under him for the thing. For something I'm doing for free. For it's a weird something now. Let's be honest about it. Not everybody will say, okay, no, let me follow you as a second person. I personally will not do it for something that I've taken the lead. I've started on. I'm taking charge of something, and then somebody comes from nowhere after a while. Why when I no say when I feel take charge of this thing? Why when I no come down since now? Let me start. Come down, and you people were aware, and now you are coming. It's so fit to at least come and let's work together and do it. You are insisting on being the lead. Does it matter who takes the lead in this particular case? The effort with this guy, and then it's kind of embarrassing, like he said. Now for court day and night, they come begin to stand up, they talk, say they be lead. Normally, they for see him as I say, Alpha bro, we'll go take lead today. We don't come and we'll try take lead for this matter. Say maybe the legal counsel. There are ways you do these things, So I kind of side with him on this issue. Let me not lie, I kind of side with him on this particular issue, because them no try. The only problem I have is if to say in get time to really think the matter, let's make the bail application issue matter conclude. Then he go just take side talk, say I know they involved for the case again, because this one now is almost like you are being malicious in this case. If I just day under them, no wahala, make them release the guy today, if possible. I don't know what the process is going to be like, but at least make the bail hearing continue today. Then later on withdraw for the matter, because at this point now, just like say himself won't try, get your own pound of flesh. But anyhow, I just hope they're able to resolve this whole thing and get justice for Justice Crack, But this is the Nigeria Express. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Do you think this guy was right for withdrawing the bail, or do you think he's justified for the way he feels? And do you think that the Justice Crack lawyers were right to come and say they want to take over the case as it may be? But let me know what you guys think in the comment section. This is the Nigeria Express. Peace out.